Good morning, YouTube. I mentioned in my last video that I was going to do just a 2019 update on the Vaquero. It's a 2016 Kawasaki Vaquero 1700. If you've watched any of my old videos, you know that I bought the bike new. I've done a lot of work to it since then. I've done the majority of the work myself. I'm very proud of that. Couldn't have done it with a lot of help from some forum members. So big thanks to them. I'll give you a quick rundown and then I'll start the actual video with just going over the audio stuff that I've done so far. Quick rundown is obviously front end. There's a 26-inch Rotation Industries Juno wheel. Brian Vini Designs Triple Trees, which I believe are no longer available. Internal, I have 2.5-inch bump stops. They're done by DD Custom Cycles in Lakeville, Illinois. I'm drawing a blank on the bars. Baron bars. All crescendo speakers. Those are UN 6.5s. I have 2 for the bags and then 2 8s. These are audio pipe tweeters. Roaring Toys intake. Kawasaki rear floorboards. These are probably something most guys don't get in pictures, but these are Laverne rear links. These will be coming off soon. I'm going to be doing air ride, so those will be available for sale. Vance & Hines slip-on mufflers. Honestly, probably the best sounding mufflers, slip-ons in my opinion. I would like to switch to a Freedom 2-in-1, but that's later down the road. 621 Cycles Tour Pack. Satin black latches. This is what he calls a reverse build. It opens up like this. So most tour packs, if you're familiar with them, you got to dismount the bike, walk around to this side, open it, and then it swings up like that. Not this one. I did it this way because with the air ride it'll be better because it'll swing up to the right. Custom Dynamics lay down license plate bracket. It's got the LED lights there. This is a custom, something I did. A lot of guys have done it though. These are just 3 LEDs off of eBay. Saddlebags are missing. Those are my last video. If you saw that, I just did JTD cycles, mounts, speaker rings to get over the hump for the rear shocks. On this side, I've got Chuckster's block off plate. Very, very, very nice piece. Chuckster makes these. They're powder coated. They come with the screws to match. Extremely nice. It's the little details, and then he really went above. This is a new design. Not new anymore, but when I got it, it was a new design because the original one came down to here. This one comes down, and as you can see, it covers up that hole where I believe the old one didn't. A couple of guys have asked, this is where my tweeters are mounted. This is where the factory auxiliary and the fog light button go. I used a Dremel with a sanding wheel and made those just a little bit bigger. Other thing I did, I think it's a really nice touch, is I paint matched the tank bib. I believe that's what it's called. And then this is just regular automotive door edge guard. I put it there. Kind of closes up the gap a little bit. Before there's like an 1/8-inch gap. You can kind of see it there. But I closed that up, made that a little bit nicer. Need some suggestions on mirrors. I like these because of the size, but I hate that they're chrome. So all the mirrors that I found are small and tiny. So wintertime is the final phase of audio. I'm not doing this again, so I'm spending money that I should have spent the first time. Plenty of guys told me just to do it right the first time, but this is now my 4th revamp. So currently we have a total of 4 of these Crescendo Pro Audio loudspeakers, UN series. They're 8 ohms. They're wired together. 2 speakers are wired together to a 4 ohm load, and then that's on 1 channel of each amp. And then there's 2 in saddlebags, and currently there's 2 8-inch Crescendo PWXs, but we're going to have 4. So 2 in each saddlebag, the 4 6.5s, and then 2 audio pipe tweeters. Currently for amps, I have the JL Audio. This is a 4-channel amp, but I'm only using the front channels. This powers the tweeters. I watched a video by Sonic Electronics, and this thing is rated at 50 watts, and I think it puts out almost 80 watts a channel. It's a very nice amp, very clean sound quality. And then up here we have the Cerwin Vega Audio B54. I run this amp bridged. Both front channel and rear channels are bridged to the 6.5s. And I want to say it's 300 watts a channel. So each speaker gets 150 watts. That's RMS on these speakers, I believe. Yeah, 150 watts RMS. And then the B52 is bridged, so technically it's a 2-channel, but it's running as 1 on the current setup with the PWXs, and I believe that's 600 by 1. So each speaker is getting about 250, or 300. I'm sorry. So they're a little underpowered because their RMS, I believe, is 250 as well. So all three of these amps are going to be on the market for sale. And I'm going to run 2 Crescendo Symphony Series S4s, and I'm going to run those the same way, bridged. So 1 amp for the 4 6.5s and 1 amp for the 4 8s. So each speaker will see about 220 watts. I am still up in the air on a DSP, which is a digital sound processor. But I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'll probably go with the Arc Audio one or the new PRV one. Haven't decided on that, or if I'm for sure going to do it. One thing I also learned the hard way, I don't know if it's just because of the motorcycles or what, but I tried using just cheap regular wire, and I had a really bad feedback throughout the entire sound system. So now, as you can see, I run and highly recommend the Sky High car audio, oxygen free. I run 4 gauge for power and ground directly from the battery with an inline fuse to 2 of these Rockford Fosgate distribution blocks. There's 1 4 gauge in, and then as you can see there's 3 8 gauge out. And I mounted it on top of the glove box doors. On this side I have the ground wire one. There is my pack unit. That's what you use on the Vaqueros and on many other motorcycles, cars, to retain the handlebar controls. One of the very first YouTube videos I posted with the help of Greg and Ryan, a couple guys that I've become friends with over the internet. Great guys. They helped me get that all wired up. And I have the Kenwood, I forget the model number, 315U for a head unit. Overall, the sound is great the way it is now, but it's one of those things that just, once you start, you can't leave it alone. As far as cosmetic changes, keep going back and forth on taking the front end apart and painting the cans pearl white and powder coating these gloss black. I think that would be a really, really nice touch. Just don't know if I want to do that yet because I'm probably about 2.5, 3 months away, maybe not even that long from riding weather. And I thought about powder coating these. So it's a work in progress. I try to do little by little, and obviously as my budget will allow. But that's it. This is what I call Project White Rice. This is my 3rd child, as I call it. My children are my #1 first priority, but this is my baby that'll never grow up. I got the license plate there. Tour pack. If any of you guys are interested in a quality fiberglass tour pack, I definitely suggest checking out 621 Cycles. I work at a body shop, and when I told my painter that I was getting a fiberglass one, he literally said, "I'm not painting it." I was kind of leery once I heard that, but once it came in, he was super surprised. It came in primer. I believe the guy's name is Dave there, 621 Cycles. It came in primer. I block sanded myself the primer that he had on there, and that's it. We put sealer on it, 2 coats of white base, and then 3 coats of the pearl, and that was it. This thing is literally, it's really hard to tell. It's dusty as all can be. Don't know what happened there, but that should rub out. It's smooth as glass. There's no wet sand and buffing. The painter that I had paint this is going to do some more paint match stuff for me here soon. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, and then the rack that I mount my tour pack on is a Wampus rack. Super, super high quality, very sturdy. It mounts right in the factory. I think it's called KQR, the quick release system that Kawasaki has. So that's super nice. And that's pretty much it. If you guys got any questions, drop a comment below. Feel free to like, subscribe. I'm going to try to get on a schedule. Probably try to post another video later this week once I get all the amps removed and show how clean this looks from the factory. I probably have a photo of it somewhere, but this time when I redo this, these audio plugs I don't use. My radio's hardwired into the harness, so I'm going to try to tuck these up here out of the way just to clean it up. So, all right. Thanks. Oops. Sorry about that. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up, give a subscribe, comment. Have a good day.